I am Angie Annette Thibodeau, and my heart is full, but I will muster through this because this is my home and this is my family. Why Acres Home Super Neighborhood Council? That's the question. I received that question in October, I received that question in November, I received that question in December, and I received that question as recent as this morning when my phone rang. Why Acres Home Super Neighborhood Council? You're not from Acres Home. You're not from Texas. Why Acres Home Super Neighborhood Council? Well, here's the thing. Julia Shepherd, not from Acres Home, but a pillar in this community. George Bush, not from Texas, but he put Texas on the map. Ruby Mosley, not from Acres Homes, and I respect her to the fullest. Angie Annette Thibodeau, not from Acres Homes, but I'm gonna put my blood, sweat, and tears into it. Understand. See, you have a landing pad here, and what I learned in the 7 years that I've been here in Acres Homes is that it is enriched with the things that I understand where my roots are from in Louisiana. It is enriched with farmers. It is enriched with caregivers. It is enriched with a multitude of talent that you would not imagine. There's 25,000 plus people in Acres Homes. That's bigger than the city in which I'm from. That's a municipality. That's power. And I don't think we realize how we can execute that power. So as I look around and I see the talent, the skills, and abilities in this audience and in our communities that I've canvassed. See, I've canvassed the streets. I've knocked on doors. And before I even decided to run, I talked to past presidents of the council because it's their legacy that I'll have to follow. It's their legacy that I'll have to enhance. And I don't plan on failing. So as I talked to those past presidents and understood what if you could change anything, if you could enhance anything, what would it have been? And they gave me a list of things. By the time I finished talking to key stakeholders in the community, some of the churches, some of the businesses, and our past presidents, and I think I only forgot to talk to one, in which I still will. There was a list of 50 plus things that they want to execute. So the ideas are here. The knowledge is here. The want is here. The motivation is here. We gotta bring it out. And as I stand here, I know that in the 2 years that I'm here, there's no way I'm gonna finish 50 plus items. But I will do this with a strong cabinet that I do plan on putting in place. We will take 3 to 5 items off of that list and prioritize those things. Because we can work on all 50 and never finish any. I did you no service. I was the vice president of Bank of America, and I served over 5,000 plus employees. I managed them, and I managed them well. There's no way we can enhance what we have here, which is going through the motion. We need infrastructure. Without it, we can't do it. I am COO of NACA, Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America. And the one thing I know is without infrastructure, you can't have it. I want you to understand how beautiful it is here. There is nowhere in America, and I've managed 47 offices across the country, from Chicago to LA to New York to the 4th largest, soon to be the 3rd. There is nowhere in America that I can pull up to the red light and a horse pull up beside me. That's beautiful. Only in acre lots. Only in Acres Homes can you do it. And I love it. It's what makes us unique. It's beautiful. And in all our splendor and glory, we got something unique. I've been to Trinity Gardens. I've been to Sunnyside. I've been to the 5th Ward, the Nickel. And then I got corrected, don't call it the 44 pitch. I'm here in the 44, and I understand. I do understand. So infrastructure is key. We have to be the landing pad. So I am committed with my cabinet, and I want you to imagine this. Having a cabinet that gets involved with the civic clubs. We're nothing without them. The civic clubs foster us. That's the residents. So when we got the civic clubs involved and they're rolling back into the Acres Home Super Neighborhood Council, our civic clubs will now engage our residents. We also have a council that will be committed to reaching out to our area businesses, our churches, and other stakeholders. When you got the civic clubs, the businesses, the key stakeholders in the community, and the churches, now you got a super neighborhood. And that's your complete community right there.
There you go.
That's your complete community right there. So now we become the landing pad. So in my first 30 days, my first 90 days, scratch that, 90 days, we're going to work on building infrastructure. Infrastructure meaning developing a 501c3. We have to have it. Completing our bylaws, enhancing them, they're outdated. Building a communication vehicle. We must have our website, our email channels, and engage our people. That's why every meeting will be video streamed. We have to provide the access. If we provide the access, the people will come. They need to know what we have to offer, and we're going to give it to them. So the first 90 days, we must complete infrastructure. So imagine it. And here's another thing. Imagine a cabinet of 7 that's regulated and governed by a governing board. In the first 90 days, you're going to see a governing board. Because guess what? I know how we are. And anytime we're dealing with money, the governing board is going to manage that. They will be in charge of all financial decisions, ensuring we have clear transparency. There's nothing that we will do that the governing board will not regulate and be in charge of. They will regulate us. And guess what? As true leaders do, you set up the infrastructure so that when you leave, when you pass on, guess what happens? There is a clear transfer of power. That's why the governing board will stay in place. Because organizations they can have the worst leadership in the world, but what makes them look good? They got a governing board and a good transition of power. So the legacy that Thibodeau, the legacy that Queen Martin, the legacy Etta Crockett, the legacy that Tim White has started will live. I'm just here to enhance it. Use me, I'm your vessel. 346 is my phone number. 243-2036. I'll repeat it. 346-243-2036. And the reason why I gave you that number, that is your dedicated number. The reason why I have gone to several meetings, and it's almost that we kind of get placed on a back burner. No more. They treat us bad because we look bad. But we're going to look good. There's no way I'm going to represent you and fail you. I'm going to make sure I carry your legacy to the next level and beyond. I wear it with a badge of honor. Please know, I was actually hoping that Ms. Gamble walked in here today, and she may not be able to, but the legacy of those pillars and stakeholders means something to me. Their work is not in vain. And I, along with my cabinet, will make sure of that. But I want you to imagine that with the governing board. First, we have to revise the bylaws. So right now, as my first order, as president of the Acres Home Super Neighborhood Council, I'm asking you, can we make a resolution to amend and revise the standing bylaws? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Let it be known, be it resolved, we will amend. We have amended the Acres Home Super Neighborhood Council bylaws. Thank you. I look forward to serving you.